I love Good Times. What a great show. I'll never forget my brother was dating this girl. They're watching Good Times. And it's every person's coming in the apartment winded because Booker hasn't fixed the elevator. About 25 minutes into the program, the girl looks at my brother and says, "Why is everybody breathing hard?" I think the episode's called The Broken Elevator. Yeah, you right. That's a true story. Bookman. I think I said Booker. Bookman. In his little zip suit. And that show, when I was a child, I remember why did they kill Tom Amos? Why did they kill, the dad? And then I was like, this show's got, I know JJ Dynamite. That's kind of what you talking about, Willis? Hey, every show we got to have JJ's got to go Dynamite. It's just part of the program. People are expecting it in this 22-minute, sitcom. Anyway, when James Evans was pulled off the show, I guess he wanted to do other stuff. He's a big-time actor at the time. As a child, I was like, man, this program just doesn't have its kick anymore. It's zip. It's going to have trouble keeping up. All right, enough good times talk. It's bad times talk. Well, not really. Corey Johnson with you. Gorgeous weather day. Absolutely outstanding weather. Another incredible weather day. More coming. Get outside and enjoy it already. Hurricane Ian just 500 miles across the Gulf, causing a lot of devastation. These barrier islands off of the Florida coast, Fort Myers Beach, these different islands in front of Naples and south of Sarasota, south of Tampa, St. Pete. Just it's kind of like fill your house up with water, get the agitators going from the washing machine that are as big as you, and have them spin violently with water 5 feet high in your house. Eventually the walls get saturated, and then the pounding knocks out the walls. And when the Gulf of Mexico decides to come inland and is reacting as the Gulf of Mexico, rough, tumbling waves, you wouldn't want to be anywhere near it in a boat. It's going to just pound up and break up buildings. When all the leaves, I shouldn't say all the leaves, some places just the winds were like $150 and there's no leaves on trees. But a lot of those areas, the winds were not, I'd say north of 110 when that hurricane hit that area, because there's so many leaves, a lot of green leaves still on trees. Around 110, 120, they start losing all of that. And that tells me a lot of the damage is the Gulf of Mexico coming in. We all know that. The wind and rain is not a good thing at all, but it is the wave action, the storm surge. We talk about southern Mississippi, Katrina, and 25-foot storm surge, at Venice, at Boothville, 25 feet. It's 25 feet of water coming in. It's not a tidal wave. It's all of a sudden there's a foot of water, 2 feet of water, 5 feet of water. It's violent. It's moving. It's raining. The wind's going. The Gulf comes inland. No, and it's scary as hell, and it's violent, and it beats the crap out of structures and destroys stuff. Worse than wind and rain. Tornadoes are a whole different thing, but, unless the hurricanes, north of 140, 150 mile an hour winds, it's not going to do the damage this wave action does. But just scary photos, sickening photos. It's kind of like watching, September 11th or BP oil disaster, or Katrina footage, or anything that's just devastating and hard to watch. I'm watching this thing on HBO the other night, and it's about 79 Iran hostage crisis. And I was like, I know what's going on here. It's like, Pearl Harbor. I know the Japanese are going to blow it all up. I don't need to watch that. It's like you don't want to watch the home team get crushed when you lived it or witnessed it or saw it on TV or whatever, August 29th. I remember Katrina. I don't want to remember it and talk about it and discuss it and live it again. Camille, Betsy, none of that. All right, got to humongous program coming your way on this gorgeous weather day. Coming up in a few minutes, Rafael Goyeneche is going to join us. We had a little bit of it yesterday. The mayor essentially living rent-free in a city-owned Pontalba apartment. The Metropolitan Crime Commission's on top of it, sending a letter to the New Orleans City Council. Rafael Goyeneche in 30 minutes. Ed Michel, the Inspector General, joins us again. He'll be with us in 10 minutes. The Sewage and Water Board, the Department of Public Works, obviously lack coordination. Imagine that. Hundreds of millions of dollars at stake, already millions lost. Ed Michel has an audit with details on this. Released it this morning, a report. The Inspector General, City of New Orleans, Ed Michel, is going to join us in a few minutes. Rafael Goyeneche in about 30 minutes. Dear council members, this is the Metropolitan Crime Commission's letter to the City Council. Dear council members, the Metropolitan Crime Commission has received credible information and documentation from multiple independent sources alleging that for several months, Mayor Latoya Cantrelle has been inhabiting and or personally utilizing apartment 530B of the Upper Pontalba building, which is owned by the city and managed by the French Market Corporation. French Market Corporation records confirm the fair market rent for this 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom unit has been established at $2,991 a month. The MCC respectfully requests that the New Orleans City Council independently determine if, in fact, Mayor Cantrelle is inhabiting this city-owned apartment and for how long. If your investigation confirms her personal use of this unit, we request the City Council ascertain whether Mayor Cantrelle is complying with city policy and or state law by inhabiting this city-owned apartment without paying rent or being taxed for the fair market value use of the unit. One source reports regularly observing Mayor Cantrelle entering or exiting the exterior apartment door of 530 St. Peter Street, Unit B, since January of 2022. One source reports observing the mayor being picked up and dropped off by a black Chevrolet Suburban, license plate 641 EAS, on the pedestrian walkway in Jackson Square in front of the entrance of apartment 530. Records obtained by the MCC have confirmed that the black Chevrolet Suburban is a leased city vehicle. The vehicle has been frequently observed parked on Charter Street or St. Peter Street near the Uptown Pontalba apartments or the Cabildo. The Suburban is typically parked in areas designated by city signage as no parking or stopping zones. The MCC has been informed that Mayor Cantrelle has been observed by cooperating witnesses on the balcony of apartment 530B. Sources contend that Mayor Cantrelle put up privacy screens on the balcony, which obstruct her balcony from the view of other residents. In addition, one source reports seeing delivery packages addressed to Latoya Cantrelle in the Upper Pontalba building mailroom. The aforementioned sources provided photographic evidence to the MCC in support of the above allegations, including the following: a picture of the mayor accompanied by personnel entering a black Chevrolet Suburban by the Upper Pontalba building, a tweet from Mayor Cantrelle attending an event in which she appears to be wearing the same outfit as the one exiting the Pontalba building and getting in the Suburban. Additional pictures document the same black Suburban illegally parked on the pedestrian walkway in Jackson Square by the entrance. A picture documenting the privacy screens. A picture of Mayor Cantrelle in workout clothes right in front of the apartment. Pictures of the Suburban on another date. The mayor walking away from the apartment on another date. The mayor attending a Sewage and Water Board meeting earlier in the day on the 21st, in which she appears to be wearing the same outfit as a picture from coming out of the apartment. So same day stuff. The MCC is in possession of additional photographs and records related to this matter. We will provide this documentation upon request, should you choose to pursue this matter. Sincerely, Rafael Goyeneche, Metropolitan Crime Commission. Wow. No, rumors have been swirling for months, and the mayor's very brazen, just sort of not really caring too much, I guess, or being seen or talking loud. And lately, maybe some of the mayor's, advisors have been telling her, there's journalists behind there, there's media, there's people like Corey Johnson on top of this story even. Someone that's not a proactive investigative reporter going out and doing stuff like these pros in the city are doing. And the mayor's sort of backed off a little bit. Some say it may be because school started, bringing her daughter to school, things of that nature. Ed Michel, the IG, joins us next. Rafael Goyeneche after that. Don't move.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
This is what Drew Brees thinks about Super Discount Store in Chalmette. Actually, Brees doesn't think at all about Super Discount Store, but they do have the lowest prices allowed by Louisiana law for beer, alcohol, and wine. Super Discount Store in Chalmette. Super Discount Store!
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anyway. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
For home surveillance, it's Tommy's Lock and Alarms with high-definition night vision surveillance systems, letting you see what's going on. Home surveillance that's smart, safe, secure. Tommy's Lock and Alarms. Google them.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, the premier day spa experience, now with 4 area locations. Canal at Carrollton, on the North Shore in Slidell, in Baton Rouge by the Mall of Louisiana, and now in Metairie, West Esplanade at Transcontinental. The Woodhouse Day Spa.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
The Port of New Orleans Napoleon Terminal is nearly doubling in size, with 4 new gantry cranes being installed and over $100 million being invested. That means lots of new jobs, port traffic, and tax dollars for the city. The Port of New Orleans, your port.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your fuel size. NOLAAC.com, your fuel size.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
When you think of Fury's Restaurant in Metairie, you think about fresh local fish like flounder, snapper, and speckled trout, fried, broiled, or grilled. Fury's Restaurant in Metairie. Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson back at you. A gorgeous weather day in New Orleans and beyond. Thanks so much for joining us. A blockbuster program, so much going on. We had it yesterday, the mayor living rent-free in the city-owned Pontalba apartments. We'll talk more about that. Rafael Goyeneche, who penned a letter, I should say the Metropolitan Crime Commission and Rafael Goyeneche, sending a letter to the New Orleans City Council alerting them of this with proof. He'll join us a little later in the program. Right now, Inspector General Ed Michel joins us. The Sewage and Water Board, the Department of Public Works, lack coordination. Imagine that. Ed, thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, Corey, thank you for having me.
Yeah, what's
Pleasure as always.
Yeah, thank you again for coming on. Boy, millions of dollars lost, hundreds of millions at stake, literally. Fill us in on the latest release from the New Orleans Office of Inspector General.
Sure. So by way of background, we conducted an audit of the coordination between the City of New Orleans and the Sewage and Water Board, specifically as it relates to the FEMA-funded roadwork project, which is known as the JIRR, which stands for the Joint Recovery and Infrastructure Request Program. This JIRR program, was a joint project between the City of New Orleans and the Sewage and Water Board, and also coordinated in coordination with the DPW to restore, an incredibly large portion of our damaged infrastructure with a generous grant of $2 billion from federal and local funds.
What's the? I mean, I know this is a silly question, but you break it down. I'm asking the macro. I want the micro. What does the lack of coordination do when the Sewage and Water Board and the Department of Public Works aren't on the same page, and these projects are, getting done and they're paid for? What's the problem?
Yep, for sure. So the purpose of this report was to determine if the city and the Sewage and Water Board had sufficient policies and procedures in place as it relates to, the coordination of this funding. I mean, this is a rather large amount of money to spend, and you need to be able to have a very detailed plan in place to make sure you properly spend it. We also attempted to determine if the Sewage and Water Board submitted accurate and timely data to the city to eliminate the newly paved roads from being torn up again for existing drainage repairs that exist beneath the subsurface. And we also attempted to discover if the Sewage and Water Board repaved the utility cuts in a timely manner after completing its subsurface work. So we basically broke this down into 5 findings. The first section was involving the coordination policies and the procedures. So we looked at several of their walkthroughs for projects, and several of their walkthroughs, which we tested, that were performed during the construction process rather than prior to the bid, contributed to about $10 million in change orders for just those 8 projects alone.
Wow.
So although plan changes are permissible under the public bid law, we believe the city should have had a procedure in place to perform these inspections and these walkthroughs prior to seeking the bid. And if they would have done that, these pre-bid inspection walkthroughs would have allowed the city to include additional work and increase the quantity in the original competitive bid, which would have ensured a more competitive price. And, as well as, and this is the most important thing, it would have reduced delays during construction.
Ed Michel's with us, Inspector General, City of New Orleans, latest audit, basically investigating if the Sewage and Water Board and Department of Public Works are on the same page when it comes to this Joint Recovery and Infrastructure Request Program money to the tune of $2 billion. Now, There's another problem too, Ed, and I don't know if it's because of lack of coordination between these two or just the city in general, but FEMA and this money, and this is sad because this is post-Katrina money, I believe. We're talking about 17 years later, almost 2 decades later. You had a kid back then. He's going to college now. I mean, it's crazy. It's mind-boggling. I'm amazed the feds deal with this still. We are late on spending it. I remember Ray Nagin, supposed to be this Britannia project first in Uptown, then Jefferson Avenue. Then when that was complete, Napoleon. Then when that was complete, Louisiana Avenue. Then all of a sudden, because dilly-dallying and no one having their you-know-what together, it all came to a head where, man, we lose all this money if these projects aren't done in 2.5 years. They had to do 4 projects at once, and it's just a total disruption to those folks in that part of town. Similar situation, right? Deadlines are coming, and it's hundreds of millions of dollars that there's no way they can spend it by the deadline.
Well, so, the deadline is June 30th of 2023. And, you're right. The city is at risk of losing hundreds of millions of dollars for any of the projects not completed by them. And although the city has announced that it will seek an extension, and FEMA may grant it to them, but, FEMA may not. And so we are in danger of losing a significant amount of money. A large portion of the concerns here lie in finding 2 with their asset management and work order software. So this is a large contributor to the inability to be able to properly plan and thus spend this money. So the Sewage and Water Board management acknowledged that their case work software system was not up to the task of completing the necessary requirements to facilitate these successful transactions. This software is so outdated, Corey, that the developer stopped providing support for this particular software around 2005. Yet
Wow.
they're still using it.
Wow.
And it has serious system limitations. It doesn't,
Of course,
on a consistent basis, provide accurate information concerning work orders, the designation of work orders, fully open, partially opened, or closed. It just doesn't communicate effectively a very large project of this magnitude.
Does it run on regular electricity, or do they have to convert it to something else to run that 386 computer? Do you know, Ed? All right, that's just a bad joke, but I mean, seriously, it's insane.
Yeah, so they need to change the system as soon as possible, and for a $2 billion program, it's just unacceptable. The third finding I think you'll be interested in is the public transparency. Information provided on roadwork NOLA was so broad that it didn't provide accurate information when members of the public would go online and search their address for planned as well as ongoing construction. As you had said before, this construction impacts the quality of life of the individuals that are undergoing this particular type of road work. And there was no way for members of the public to accurately go on and find out when a project was going to be completed. The information was so limited just to the estimated start and end dates. But as you know, these projects have significant delays and, that span miles and miles of the neighborhood, and no information or timelines were provided. And so the residents of the neighborhood just simply could not plan their lives around this. Most of the roadwork was delayed on average by about 229 days, or about 7.6 months.
Wow. Trying to keep up with the time it takes to fill a pothole.
It's about 220 days as well. That's correct. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, that's correct. And last, finding 4, which is really, the city has to do a better job of this. The Sewage and Water Board did not submit timely reimbursement request to GOSEP for 54 of the invoices tested, totaling about $4.2 million. On average, there was about a number, about 241 days elapsed between the date the city received the invoice from the vendor and the date the Sewage and Water Board submitted the reimbursement request form to GOSEP. So we had about 241 days elapsed, which, folks aren't getting paid for their work. And
what's GOSEP?
That's the Governor's Office of Homeland Security.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and the funding and the reimbursement request goes through that office. The Sewage and Water Board did also, we found, did not reimburse the city timely for any of the 98 invoices we tested there for a total of about $8.1 million. So it was an average of 257 days passed between when the city received an invoice from the vendor and the date it received the reimbursement. So all of these things impact the ability to properly coordinate these resources for such a huge infrastructure deal.
Ed, where can folks find this report, this audit? What's the website?
This report is on nolaoig.gov. And if your listeners are on Facebook and Twitter, the New Orleans Office of Inspector General is on both of those social media platforms. I welcome them to follow us. As we produce reports, we immediately submit these to both Twitter and Facebook, and that's a great way for individuals to keep up with all of the wonderful work that we're doing.
It is wonderful work. Ed Michel, a pleasure. Look forward to the next release coming out of your office. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Corey.
That's IG Ed Michel joining us on the program. Don't move, New Orleans.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
The Port of New Orleans Napoleon Terminal is nearly doubling in size, with 4 new gantry cranes being installed and over $100 million being invested. That means lots of new jobs, port traffic, and tax dollars for the city. The Port of New Orleans, your port.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Enjoy outdoor dining on the streetcar line, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, the finest in Middle Eastern cuisine, Carrollton at Jeanette, Lebanon's Cafe.
Tommy's Lock and Alarms is now hiring service and installation technicians. Great benefits, great pay, take-home vehicle. Apply today. Tommy'sLockandAlarms.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Come to Fausto's Italian Bistro. Age-old Italian recipes like the calamari fritti or spaghetti and meatballs. Lunch Monday to Friday, dinner Monday to Saturday. 530 Vets, a block before Dorignax. Fausto's Italian Bistro.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus beef? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose Rouse's USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. Tastes like home.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex, there's something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
The 4 o'clock hour this afternoon brought to you by Latrim, the global manufacturing giant that is hiring. What an incredible company located in Elmwood. That means you East Bankers and West Bankers are set. Looking for a new job? How about a new career? A culture of innovation at Latrim, and they're hiring dozens and dozens and dozens of openings. Go to their website, latrim.com. Latrim spelled L-A-I. T-R-A-M, Latrim.com. Hey, you North Shore folks, don't feel left out. Latrim's got a Hammond facility. They're hiring there as well. Latrim.com for a full listing of positions available. Interesting, the Sewage and Water Board, the Department of Public Works, lacking coordination. Millions already lost. $2 billion of FEMA money. 17 years it's been out there, essentially. Hundreds of millions at stake. If you're a hurricane-devastated community and you need to file an extension with FEMA, you go to New Orleans and ask them how to do it, because all we do is file extensions with FEMA. My God. The feds, you think after a while, be like, hey, guys, we've had about 8 major hurricanes since Katrina in the United States 17 years ago. Get your you-know-what together, New Orleans. My God. If that wasn't enough, the mayor apparently living rent-free in the city-owned Pontalba apartments. Rafael Goyeneche with the Metropolitan Crime Commission joins us. We read the letter that the MCC put together, they sent to the New Orleans City Council to investigate this matter to find out what's going on. Rafael Goyeneche joins us. How you doing, Rafael?
I'm fine, Corey. How are you?
Doing well. Boy, the hits keep coming, huh?
Yeah, you can't make this stuff up, unfortunately.
No, you really can't. And then I don't know if you've seen the greatest and latest. The mayor's spokesperson says the mayor's usage of the city-owned apartment at the Pontalba is consistent with the usage of past mayors. That's from Gregory Joseph, city spokesperson. In addition, the most recent franchise agreement contains no rules governing how that unit should be used. Lastly, according to the French Market Corporation, who are the owners of the building, this and past mayors are under no obligation to pay for using the apartment. Pretty mind-boggling statement and typical. Just it yells Mayor Cantrelle type response, like taking no responsibility, deflecting it. It's like the other thing, Rafael, like, am I an employee or not? This is, going into the most recent franchise rules contain no rules governing how the unit can be used. It's just, we can do anything we want.
Well, we're going to find out. That's why we made the referral to the city council. So the French Market Corporation is the management of the Upper Pontalba building that is owned by the city of New Orleans. The office of mayor owns 100% of the stock of the French Market Corporation. It's a 12-member board of directors. Every one of them are appointed by the mayor. There's 3 ex officio council members that are appointed by the mayor, and the 9 civilians serve at the pleasure of the mayor. And the mayor appoints every one of those, and she owns the office of mayor, owns 100% of the stock of the French Market Corporation. The building is the property of the city of New Orleans and is managed by the French Market Corporation. So we obtain records from the French Market Corporation showing that the fair market rental rate for the city's unit, which is 530B, that the mayor is now acknowledging that she's been living in, is valued at $2,991 a month rent. And the city sets the mayor's benefit package at over $181,000 a year in salary.
Yep.
It also gives the mayor an expense account or entertainment account, but there's no provision in the law or the ordinance or any of the policies that I could find that say that the mayor is entitled to free housing. She is not the president of the United States, and that Pontalba apartment is not the White House. And if she's receiving more than what her compensation package is, according to city law, I believe that it is inappropriate. And I believe that if it is permissible, then that's additional taxable benefits that she's receiving. But that's just my opinion, and my opinion doesn't matter. What matters is what the city council determines. That's why we sent it to them. They're the legislative branch of government. They're supposed to be providing the checks and balance to the executive branch of government. They have subpoena power. I don't. So I'll wait patiently and see what the city council's investigation and review determines. But keep in mind that when the mayor claimed that she wasn't an employee of the city of New Orleans, therefore the policies about first-class travel didn't apply to her.
Right.
I disagreed with that opinion. I pointed out that on the financial disclosure forms that the mayor files with the state of Louisiana every year, she identified her employer as the city of New Orleans. So she may be the mayor, but she's employed by the city of New Orleans. And this week, the city attorney's office, which she appoints, declared that she is an employee and does owe the city that money back. So, we got this information from the public. The public has been reaching out to the Crime Commission for over 70 years, reporting ethical, administrative, and criminal wrongdoing. And when they reached out to us and told us about this and provided us the pictures that we included as exhibits, we didn't go out and take those pictures. They were supplied to us by the public. And every one of those pictures were given to us by citizens, private citizens, that are offended and appalled by the fact that the mayor is using this public asset for her own personal interest. So, we thought that this needed to be out in the public arena. Let's air it out and let's let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah, that's all you're doing. And it's all info from other people, the public giving it. That's how it's supposed to work. It's the process working. Hey, Rafael, you mentioned something, an angle that could be used. JP Morrell kind of concurred with you, and he's on the council. Back on Tuesday, I had him on the program, and we were discussing, the 29,000 of flight upgrades, and what you just mentioned, the city attorney ruling that the mayor is an employee. JP Morrell, I said docking pay, kind of a negative. JP Morrell spun it another way, saying, well, let's just say it's like overpayment to the mayor. She's supposed to make her 181, and now there's this 29,000 in overpayment. She'll just reimburse for the overpayment like anybody would with any employer or employee if they spent the money that they were wrongly paid. So I think that's a good angle. It's like overpayment to the mayor more than the mayor taking. I think that's a good angle.
Right. So, that's why you have different branches of government to provide some of the checks and balances. So when there is an imbalance in one branch, it's the responsibility of the other branch to counterbalance that. So let's see what the city council's opinion is based on the evidence that we provided, and they should be able to amass an even clearer picture of, I don't know exactly how long. I know that the pictures that we were presented with show her coming and going from there starting in January of this year.
I've got somebody I know and a second person that's there as well concurring. I talked. One person reached out to me. I called someone I know. They said it's true. The mayor was there on Christmas Eve, December of last year. That was the first time this person saw the mayor on the balcony of that unit in a casual, relaxing, like I live here mode, not some special city event. No security around at the time. And then the mayor put up privacy screening because someone was snapping photos and illegal parking.
We presented a picture showing that bamboo privacy screen that was constructed on the mayor's balcony. That to me suggests that the mayor realized that people were noticing and she was attempting to conceal her presence there. We were also supplied pictures where the mayor's security team or drivers were dropping her off or picking her up on the pedestrian walkway in front of the building, which is another indication of the mayor's sense of entitlement. Anybody else that would drive their car up there would be cited and ticketed. But, again, it's another indication of the mayor's distorted sense of entitlement. And I think that's the reason why the public sought out the Crime Commission to provide that information to us. And that's the reason why, after reviewing it and doing a few other things to verify it to my satisfaction, I referred the matter to the City Council for further review and consideration.
Are we missing anything, Rafael?
Just the mayor coming in and explaining under what circumstances does she believe that she's entitled to receive this. I mean, the mayor's statement saying that it's a city-owned apartment and this is consistent with the usage of past mayors.
Incorrect.
Well, let's find out what past mayors did. Did they live there?
That's right.
And if they did, that's inappropriate. That doesn't excuse that she's living there.
That's right. And then there are no rules on this. I can do whatever I want. And then, as you alluded, hey, a board I control said it's okay. Rafael, how can folks get in touch with you in case they have something like this going on?
They can do it the old-fashioned way. Call us on the phone, 504-524-3148, or they can go to metrocrime.org, and they can contact us. They can supply a tip to us on our website, or they can message me or any of the staff members with any questions or comments or issues that they wish to present to us.
Thanks for everything you do for the city, and thanks for joining us, Rafael.
Thank you, Corey. Take care. Bye.
That's Rafael Goyeneche from the Metropolitan Crime Commission.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
For home surveillance, it's Tommy's Lock and Alarm. With smart home technology, control lights, locks, cameras, thermostat, and your alarm, all from your phone or laptop. Smart, safe, secure. Tommy's Lock and Alarms. Google them.
Which Metro New Orleans area restaurant made CNN's top 50 in America and ThrillList.com's top 25 and has served presidents at the White House for over 40 years? Trey Yen in Mandeville.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Have a painting project but can't decide on the perfect color? At Helm Paint and Decorating, we offer half-pint paint samples in any Benjamin Moore color for under $5, so you can test potential paint colors before investing in a full gallon.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
The Port of New Orleans Napoleon Terminal is nearly doubling in size, with 4 new gantry cranes being installed and over $100 million being invested. That means lots of new jobs, port traffic, and tax dollars for the city. The Port of New Orleans, your port.
Rouse's Markets means convenience. Every one of our 65 locations opens at 7 a.m., some at 6:30, and they're open until 10 p.m., with some staying open till 11 or even midnight. Convenience. Rouse's Markets. Tastes like home.
The city's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa with 4 area locations: New Orleans, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and Metairie. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. NOLA.woodhousespas.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot.
If you love Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City, you're going to love Bienvenue in Harahan. The same folks bringing a little of that New Orleans flavor to Hickory Avenue. If you love Katie's, come to Bienvenue on Hickory Avenue in Harahan.
Recently, Kim Kardashian was seen at Super Discount Store in Chalmette.
Let's party.
Can you think of any other celebrities that won't sue us? Super Discount Store in Chalmette. The lowest prices allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and cold beer. 3235 Paris Road.
The mayor's spokesperson, Gregory Joseph, on this, 3 points he makes, and all 3 are just absurd. The mayor's usage of this city-owned apartment at the Pontalba is consistent with the usage of past mayors. All right, I know of no other mayor that lived at the Pontalba apartment. But then again, you know, C. Ray Nagin seems like a character type guy that would live there for stretches of time, just because I'm the mayor, dude. Anyway, and then Rafael said it best. And if there is a past mayor that did it, they shouldn't be doing it. It's not, where does it stop? Like a council person could go, hey, mayor, next week I need the apartment. I'm the council president. I'm a city council person. Can Ghassan Corban use it as head of the Sewage and Water Board? I mean, come on, it's ridiculous. It's not the mayor's apartment. Gregory Joseph goes on. So the first comment's ridiculous. The mayor's usage of the city-owned apartment at the Pontalba is consistent with the usage of past mayors. The mayor's usage of the city-owned apartment at the Pontalba is consistent with the usage of past mayors. I think that's incorrect. And if there's anything that's similar, it's wrong. It's a C. Ray Nagin type gimmick. The spokesperson for the mayor, Gregory Joseph, continues. In addition, this is so pathetic, it's sad, this line. In addition, the most recent franchise agreement contains no rules governing how that unit should be used. Is that unreal? It's like the mayor, using the excuse that she's not a city employee, like trying to weasel out of this. There aren't any rules. We can do whatever we want. It's a cocaine and hookers party. I mean, where does it stop? It's unbelievable. In addition, the most recent franchise agreement contains no rules governing how that unit should be used. There are no rules. We can do whatever we want. That's what the mayor's saying. No, you can't. There's nothing that says the mayor can't take the television out of her office and bring it home for personal use, but that would be stealing city property. May not specifically mention the TV. And then it just keeps getting worse. Lastly, according to the French Market Corporation, which the mayor fully controls, city entity, mayor appoints every single member of that board, according to Rafael Goyeneche. Lastly, according to the French Market Corporation, who are the owners of the building, the city owns the building. This and past mayors are under no obligation to pay for using the apartments. It's there for the city to use the apartments. It's not for city employees to go live at the apartments. That's just typical LaToya Cantrelle garbage, nonsense. Terrible, terrible. Ethics, integrity, and morals, she's void of that. Those words are not familiar to her at all. They are meaningless to her. I'm mayor. I don't think about ethics, integrity, or morals. That would be her reply. Wow. All right, I'm going to bring up a guy where ethics, integrity, and morals is what he's all about. Jeff Dorson joins us from the Humane Society of Louisiana. What's up, Jeff?
Hey, Corey, always like your rants and raves. It's really great to hear you and, tell it like it is. We just always worry about your blood pressure.
It's good, man. Last time I was like $120 over 70 or whatever. I'm serious.
Okay. I'm just kidding because you're always pounding the table about something. But anyway, thanks for the intro. All we do is try and help animals. It's a pretty simple, clear-cut mission, and the need is great, and I've never seen it so busy as now. People are using this excuse of inflation to dump their animals right and left. And they're saying somehow it's not their responsibility, and they simply go out on these dirt roads or back alleyways, and lo and behold, they leave their pet stranded.
Are there any laws in Louisiana on abandoning animals like that?
Absolutely. It's specifically prohibited by law. Catching the people in the act, of course, they do it covertly when nobody's looking at night, and then they drive away, and there's no way to identify the poor pet owner.
Is it a misdemeanor or a felony, Jeff? Do you know? Misdemeanor or felony?
Oh, it's a misdemeanor.
That's a problem right there, that it's only a misdemeanor. And if your neighbor has dogs all the time or kittens and all of a sudden they're all gone the next day, figure it out and call Jeff or authorities. It's crazy. No. So tell us what you need. What obviously folks are abandoning. Y'all are picking up cats and dogs, animals all over the state, I'm guessing.
We are. Here's our short roster, and there's many, many more. I won't take all your time. But what happens is these poor animals, they're starving, they're sick, they're hungry, they're thirsty, they lack socialization, and they get hit by cars. So we get a lot of impact car calls. Skippy, St. James, no parish shelter, no public, no private shelter. He's limping for 3 months on a broken back leg. Jeez. We get the call. He's now getting his leg fixed. Charity, a beautiful starving dog in East Baton Rouge, just picked up 2 or 3 hours ago. We think he was a dump because he's a very tame, beautiful dog. You can see pictures of him as he's being rescued on our Facebook page. And Miracle, a nice white cat dumped in New Orleans East, tame as can be, scared, hungry. We scooped him up. He has a new home. And lastly, Monk. We get these calls where people really are in a pinch, Corey. You can imagine. Here's a military vet who says she's going into the hospital in 2 hours. She's been trying for 10 days to place her dog. She has to put it on the street unless somebody can come get it. Well, we made room. So now we have this beautiful bully dog. All of this is on our social media pages. There's no surprises. We're just trying to help, and we need the help from others. So donate, volunteer, get involved. We can't do this alone. It's much, much bigger than one group in New Orleans can handle. So if this interests you, please contact us, humanela.org, or call us at 1-888-6-HUMANE. We'd love to hear from new people.
888-6-HUMANE. There's Blue Boy barking. What's that, buddy? You love Jeff Dorson. You love the Humane Society of Louisiana. I hear you, buddy. What else? Check out the Humane Society of Louisiana's Facebook page for more details. Blue Boy, you're right on the money. Jeff, always a pleasure, brother. Thank you.
Back at you. Thanks, Corey.
HumaneLA.org. HumaneLA.org. Corey Johnson with you. 5 o'clock Power Hour is next.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
When you think of Fury's Restaurant in Metairie, you think about their daily lunch specials like red beans and rice, black-eyed peas, white butter beans, liver and onions. Daily lunch specials. Fury's Restaurant in Metairie.
Super discount store in Chalmette.
3235 Paris Road.
The lowest price allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and beer.
Worth the drive from anywhere.
If you're throwing a party and need wine, alcohol, and cold beer, super discount store in Chalmette.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Where can you find shish kebab in New Orleans? Lamb, beef, chicken, shrimp, plus all your other Mediterranean favorites. Lebanon's Cafe on the streetcar line. Lunch, dinner, and shish kebab. Lebanon's Cafe.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
For home surveillance, it's Tommy's Lock and Alarms. With smart home technology, control lights, locks, cameras, thermostat, and your alarm, all from your phone or laptop. Smart, safe, secure. Tommy's Lock and Alarms. Google them.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. And we'll save your colors so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, let us do you right. Helm Paint and Supply.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, the premier day spa experience, is now more convenient than ever. Now open, the Woodhouse Day Spa, Metairie location, West Esplanade at Transcontinental. Metairie and Kenner's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa.
Yeah, you right. What is this, Night Court? Wasn't that Harry Anderson or whatever, the magician dude who... Is he from New Orleans? He's a native, or he just moved here? He's not like John Larroquette, who was... Larroquette's the native. I think Harry Anderson just liked it and moved here, and then hated it all of a sudden and beelined out of Dodge. Talk about love, hate, literally. He had the magic shop and all that, and it was like, hey, New Orleans! And just, poof, he disappeared. Yeah, you're right. Number 9, Mr. Drew Brees. Thank you for that introduction. Corey Johnson with you, 5 o'clock power hour. I've got to come up for air, my God. If you missed the 4 o'clock hour, you missed a blank load, beep load of stuff. A lot. Rafael Goyeneche joined us. We had it yesterday. Check out our Twitter. The mayor living rent-free in a city-owned Pontalba apartment. Now it's exploded. Fox 8 has been investigating this for weeks, apparently. I believe them. They're writing that in their story. They're letting folks know, hey, this radio guy might have broke it, but he didn't do anything except maybe had a source or two. And that's exactly right. That is, I am not Lee Zurich. I am not Fox 8. I'm not an investigative reporter. Those guys, thank God for them. I love them. Pearlstein Hammer, Travers Mackle, all of them. This Cassie Sherm with Channel 6 is fantastic. No, I just was fortunate. Had someone reach out to me. And then had another person reach out to me. And then I had someone that I called that has an apartment at the Pontalba, and then the whole thing started rolling from there. But yeah, the mayor has been living rent-free in a city-owned Pontalba apartment. Fox 8's done some great work. They've got like 36 straight days of cameras from that entranceway and exit, her going in and out, like 36 straight days or something. So the mayor is living at that apartment, and most recently has been tapering it back a little bit. Maybe because she is aware of the scrutiny. The mayor, a spokesperson for the mayor, responded to these stories and reports and basically acknowledges the mayor's using the apartment. The mayor's usage of the city-owned apartment at the Pontalba is consistent with the usage of past mayors. So past mayors have lived at that apartment, have moved in, personalized it. Their stuff is there. They're there every day. Or as a past mayor, man, maybe my house is getting renovated. I'm going to stay here a week or two. I don't know if it's C. Ray Nagin, moved in there for a while. I have no idea. But if some mayor lived there full time, it's wrong. It's not what it's about. Utilizing, it's not for the mayor to use like as a place to stay, or a city council person or some head of a city department. Where does it stop? Is it just the mayor gets to use it, or the 7 city council people get dibs on it too, and department heads can use it, but only major department heads, not minor department heads? And I mean, where does that's the whole point. It's absurd. It's ridiculous. And the mayor's spokesperson, Gregory Joseph, has to say these things. It's embarrassing. The mayor's usage of this city-owned apartment at the Pontalba is consistent with the usage of past mayors. I find that ridiculously hard to believe. In addition, the most recent franchise agreement contains no rules governing how that unit should be used. Isn't that convenient? I pretty much can do whatever I want because there are no rules that say I can. There are no rules that say I can't take the television set out of the mayor's office and bring it home for personal use. But yeah, it'd be theft. There may not be something that specifically says TV in mayor's office, but stealing city property. Is there something specific that says the city-owned Pontalba, no mayor can stay there and live there? I don't know. I doubt it, but there should be apparently now. In addition, the most recent franchise agreement contains no rules governing how that unit should be used. We can do whatever we want. That's what the mayor's saying. It's unbelievable. That's like the mayor saying, arguing why she flew first class, and then when no one bought it and it was all BS, she goes, well, I'm not even a city employee. Really? The city attorney disagrees. And then Gregory Joseph says, lastly, according to the French Market Corporation, who are the owners of the building, this and past mayors are under no obligation to pay for using the apartment. No, the city's not obligated to pay for using the apartment. It's a city-owned apartment for dignitaries and maybe an event, somebody in from out of town. You're trying to lure a business here. Hey, stay at the Pontalba. You have access to this apartment. Here are the keys. Something like that. An event, a festivity, something special, not to live there. And according to the French Market Corporation, that is a city entity, City of New Orleans. This French Market owns the building. No, the city owns it. And they put it under the French Market, the purview of the French Market. And by the way, all the board members on the French Market Corporation are appointed by the mayor. They're all friends of the mayor. This and past mayors are under no obligation to pay for using the apartment. She's living there. She's not using the apartment. She's there full time. It's embarrassing. It really is. And then you've got some folks sad. You got some folks that will, say there's an agenda, Goyeneche, or I'm sure the IG. I had Ed Michel on earlier. I forgot to ask him about that because we were talking about all these other things and ran out of time, but wanted to ask him, are you guys investigating this? And he wouldn't mention if there's an ongoing investigation anyway. But I should have asked. Yeah, speaking of Ed Michel, who joined us before Rafael Goyeneche, the Sewage and Water Board, the Department of Public Works, the latest audit about their coordination on these massive $2 billion infrastructure projects from FEMA money post-Katrina. They totally lack coordination. It's costing the city millions of dollars. There's a June 30th, 2023 deadline to spend hundreds of millions of dollars. The city will not be able to spend it, so they're going to have to ask for yet another extension. If Fort Myers, Naples, if down the road FEMA money is expiring and you need an extension, look no further than the experts in New Orleans. All we do here is file extensions with FEMA because we finish nothing on time. It's a joke. The public transparency or lack thereof was blatant. And lastly, when requesting documents, they were just very vague and useless, basically. So, surprise, 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 the Sewage and Water Board, the Department of Public Works, not coordinated at all. The city doesn't have really a good plan and a method on how they're doing this and redoing these streets. It's sort of just ready, fire, aim, Mike Ditka style. Ready, fire, aim. You hear the mayor's mouthing off all the time, loves to talk, blah, 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 just nonsense. That stuff trickles downhill. That's stuff. It starts with an S. That's stuff. Hey, Rouse's Markets. There are over 60 Rouse's Markets. Over 60. About a third of all Rouse's are in Metro New Orleans. It truly is New Orleans and South Louisiana's grocery store. Rouse's Market. Best quality, best selection, best price. Don't forget those Rouse's labeled items. I'm telling you, I don't buy stuff like that. I'm not into generics. I'm a Heinz ketchup, French's mustard, blue plate mayonnaise guy. I don't deviate and get, any kind of these off brands, these lesser brands to me. So I'm going to go buy some, grocery store label brand. I will with Rouse's. And I've taste tested from olive oil to all kind of items they have. I mean, look at the packaging. You can see the quality. You can see it's like the exact same thing as the other item, just with a Rouse's label and maybe half the price. Super high quality at the best price. Yeah, check out those Rouse's labeled items. You'll be shocked how good they are. Corey Johnson with you. 5 o'clock power hour on a absolutely gorgeous Thursday afternoon. It doesn't get much better than this. This morning, it was a little cool. Some spots on the North Shore, high 40s. High 40s. Everywhere on the North Shore in the 50s. South Shore, low 60s, high 50s on some South, like 59, 60 on the South Shore. And with the breeze, I'm telling you, the wind chill, it felt like 50s on the South Shore this morning. Amazing. Amazing. Like Young's Dry Cleaning. Amazing. Find him at youngsdrycleaning.com. youngsdrycleaning.com. I bet you there's a manless locker location near where you live or work, and you didn't even know it. Talk about convenience. youngsdrycleaning.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Super discount store in Chalmette.
3235 Paris Road.
The lowest price allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and beer.
Worth the drive from anywhere.
If you're throwing a party and need wine, alcohol, and cold beer, super discount store in Chalmette. Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
The city's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa with 4 area locations: New Orleans, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and Metairie. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. NOLA.woodhousespas.com.
The Port of New Orleans Napoleon Terminal is nearly doubling in size, with 4 new gantry cranes being installed and over $100 million being invested. That means lots of new jobs, port traffic, and tax dollars for the city. The Port of New Orleans, your port.
For over 30 years, one of the premier security companies in New Orleans and South Louisiana has been Tommy's Lock and Alarms. And right now, Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring. Come and work for one of the best security companies in the region, with great pay, great benefits, and a take-home vehicle. Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring, and they're looking for you. To apply for one of these coveted positions, go online to tommyslockandalarms.com. Tommy's Lock and Alarms. Come to Fausto's Italian Bistro. Age-old Italian recipes like the calamari fritti or spaghetti and meatballs. Lunch Monday to Friday, dinner Monday to Saturday. 530 Vets, a block before Dorignax. Fausto's Italian Bistro.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson with you on a gorgeous weather day. Absolutely outstanding weather. Hey, which Pontalba building is city-owned? Give me the answer to that. I got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you. Which Pontalba building is city-owned? And who owns the other Pontalba building? Jefferson Parish? Give me the answer to that. I got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you. Rouse's Markets phone lines to participate in the program. Checking us out on the radio, watching on TV, checking us out on YouTube. Everyone's welcome. 504-766-9480. 766-9480. Corey Johnson with you on an absolutely gorgeous weather day Thursday, huh? How nice has this weather been for the last 3 days now? Tuesday was great. Wednesday, great. Today, fantastic. Tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday look wonderful. Maybe even to Monday, Tuesday, and next week. And then we're not getting back to that 90 plus and feels like 10 something. That's history for the next few months. No, some really glorious weather. Get outside, enjoy it tonight. Tomorrow morning, when it wake up, it's going to be a little, I don't want to say chilly, but on the North Shore, you could see those high 40s again. On the South Shore, maybe high 50s, 60 degrees to start the day. And then if the breeze is blowing like today, like it was a little wind chill kind of gimmick going. Felt like 50s this morning in New Orleans. Felt like 50s. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 504-766-9480. 504-766-9480. The mayor living rent-free in a city-owned Pontalba apartment, and the mayor apparently not even denying it. The mayor's usage of the city-owned apartment at the Pontalba is consistent with the usage of past mayors, said spokesman Gregory Joseph of the mayor's office. I don't think that's correct. And if it is consistent, then past mayors had a problem. It's a city-owned unit. It's not for the mayor to live in or spend the night in. In addition, the most recent franchise agreement contains no rules governing how that unit should be used. Next week, the mayor's going to rent it out and keep the money. I mean, where does it stop? The mayor's friends can go live there. The mayor's, people she has a personal relationship with. It's insane. I mean, there are no rules. First off, the mayor's usage is like anyone else, any other mayor. No, it's not. You're not supposed to live there. And then the second point, there are no rules. We can do whatever we want. I mean, is that just pathetic to even say something like that? And then it just keeps getting worse. Lastly, according to the French Market Corporation, the corporation that the city of New Orleans is just a part of the city, and the mayor puts everyone on that board, appoints everyone on that board. Lastly, according to the French Market Corporation, who are the owners of the building, the city of New Orleans owns that building. The city of New Orleans owns it. They can put it under they can put it under Sewage and Water Board if they want. French Market Corporation is just strictly an entity that the city has, probably not needed at all. And it's a bunch of political friends of the mayor that are on the board, owners of the building. This and past mayors are under no obligation to pay for using the apartment. It isn't about the mayor using the apartment. It's a city of New Orleans owned apartment. It's to help the city do business, events, fests, things of that nature. It's not meant for the mayor to move in because she doesn't live at her house anymore over on Louisiana, whatever it's called over there on the other side of Claiborne. It's not Louisiana Avenue. I think it's Louisiana Place or something like that. Anyway, whatever. No, just typical nonsense from the mayor. It's exactly like the upgraded airfare. I got to worry about my safety. Okay, that's not working. Terrorism, corona. Okay, no one's buying into the safety thing. My daughter, you don't know what it's like to be a black woman. You've never walked in a black woman's shoes. Okay, we're still not catching the logic on this. Anxiety, I got anxiety. You flew to go see the Artemis rocket via Southwest. They don't have first class flight tickets, all coach. So where was the anxiety flying there? No one's buying it. So when the facts aren't on your side, the law's not on your side, you pound the table. That's what happens. And the mayor's pounding the table. And the latest and greatest pounding the table. Well, I'm not technically a city employee. I mean, it's pathetic to go there as an adult with these childish things. I'm not a city employee. The city attorney, who, by the way, you appointed, is following the law and says, yeah, you are a city employee. This is no different. It's grasping at straws. In addition, the most recent franchise agreement contains no rules governing how that unit should be used. So ethics, integrity, and morals, we just throw that out the window and the mayor's moving in. No, the mayor's taken possession of that apartment as her own. And that is not at all what it's about. Now, I think there are definitive rules in place, or you hope there are, that define this, and the council, and this is all figured out quickly. But I mean, just anyone with any kind of ethics, integrity, morals, or honor, self-pride, self-respect would know this is a scam, a gimmick. And the mayor simply loves taking advantage of it, from city paid for meals at high-end restaurants because she's got that C. Ray Nagin thing, to the junkets. It's like anything that's not nailed down, the mayor's going to take it. It's a joke. It's pathetic. And the latest and greatest, living at the Pontalba apartments, essentially, which is crazy, but typical, not surprising. Everyone's on this story now. 46826, NOLA.com. Rafael Goyeneche penning a letter to the city council about it. And the mayor not denying it at all, but in typical mayor fashion, just coming up with lame reasoning and excuses. No, the mayor needs to be out of the apartment or pay rent. And it really shouldn't pay rent at that apartment. Go find another apartment. I like the mentality, the approach that JP Morrell's taking on this. On the upgrades on the flight, like $29,000, almost $30,000. It's like overpayment. Let's not say the mayor, we're going to dock your pay because you took. Let's say the city overpaid, made a mistake. You have to pay that back. So maybe pull it out of her paycheck, the $30,000 in flight upgrades. Now you're talking about what? The French Market Association that the mayor appointed says that unit would rent for about $3,000 a month, $3,000 a month, which, believe me, is way below real market value. That unit would rent on the real market. If I own that unit, I'd be asking about $5,500 a month. Right on Jackson Square, a balcony overlooking Jackson Square. Are you kidding me? St. Louis Cathedral, the river. It's one of the best spots in America, literally, for an apartment. One of the best spots in America. A coveted spot. So we'll go with the $3,000, the, half price rent. That's $36,000 a year. $36,000 in rent, $30,000 in upgrade. It's about $66,000. $181,000 in salary minus $66,000 brings her down to about $1.15. You figure it $1.81. When you take a third of that out for taxes, what's that? The mayor's pulling about, is that 5 G's every week? Is that right? No, 5 G's every 2 weeks, every paycheck. Is that right? $10,000, $120. Yeah, that's right. So about $2,500 a month, $500 a day, a weekday. You think the mayor's going to, after taxes, the mayor's getting $5,000 every paycheck. You think the mayor's going to accept, all of a sudden that paycheck's like $3,900 instead of $4,900, something like that. The mayor's going to accept that, and it's to pay rent for the Pontalba and the airfare upgrades. This is what's great about like the Metropolitan Crime Commission and Rafael Goyeneche. It's what's great about the media. The media. We're an integral part of society, of America. It's hard to underplay what the media is in America. The press, the free press, is really the best way to say it. I forgot what Supreme Court justice, it was on a Watergate ruling, so 50 plus years ago, where the Washington Post, the New York Times had the right to, put out Vietnam story and Watergate, and it could be detrimental to the country. The ruling was, in the First Amendment, the founding fathers gave the free press the protection it must have to fulfill its essential role in our democracy. The press was to serve the governed, not the governors. Us, not the mayor. Thank God for the media and the free press. And here's the beautiful thing. It is a free press. You can have a slant. You can have an angle. That's the beauty of it. People will listen or watch someone and they can be in denial about it and say, that's the real news. And you're watching MSNBC or CNN or Fox or whatever. And then you can be somebody that, I'm right-wing extreme. I watch this. I'm hardcore liberal. I watch this, and acknowledge it. Everyone's out there watching and listening. Everyone can see it. Not everyone's going for fair and objective, and I'm going to watch all kind of different stuff and get a consensus on the story. But everybody's out there. It's America. We can decide on our own. People are going to like you. They're not going to like you. They're going to think you're credible. You're not credible. It's just how it is. But that's the beauty of the free press. It is an integral part of our democracy. And local media, people that live in the Pontalba calling me about this story. As rumors have been going on about the mayor living at the Pontalba for months now. There are regular citizens going, what took y'all so long? This has been going on for months. Now, it's amazing today. Yesterday, we had the story. I tweeted it out hours before we went on the air yesterday. And I didn't say anything on the air, but I knew this was going to happen. I was like, watch tomorrow. I mean, it was kind of like that Sean Randolph guest on Monday about the Forward Together NewOrleans.org, the Mayor's Fund, and the Wisner Fund, and all the shenanigans going there. The next day, there were just stories on every major outlet. And today, everybody is talking about it. It's everywhere. Fox 8, actually, they're probably like, damn, Corey, we've been working on this for months. You get a call or two from a few people, you verify it, and you go with it on just a low level. And we've been cameras out there. I mean, I give Fox 8 credit. Those are the investigators. I just got lucky. Someone called me. I had someone I knew that lived at the Pontalba. I called them, got a third person. I verified it very easily. But Fox 8's been busting their tail. They got some tips from some people, and they're like, we're going to shoot video and film the mayor. They got like 32 days, 38 straight days of the mayor going in and out of that apartment. No, the mayor had no choice but to acknowledge she lived there, which she did today via her spokesperson. Gregory Joseph. The mayor's usage of the city-owned apartment at the Pontalba is consistent with the usage of past mayors. In addition, the most recent franchise agreement contains no rules governing how that unit should be used. Lastly, according to the French Market Corporation, who are the owners of the building, this and past mayors are under no obligation to pay for using the apartment. What a pile of crap. I'd love to have Gregory Joseph call the show. The mayor's usage of the apartment is consistent with past mayors. Past mayors have lived at that apartment, Gregory, have lived there day in, day out for months, going on 9-10 months straight now. No way for him to verify that. Or if he did, see, Ray Nagin. But do you think that's right, Gregory? Is that the what the rules, what the spirit of the apartment is about? It's supposed to be, hey, just take advantage of it. Can a council person rent too then, or is it just the mayor? In addition, the most recent franchise agreement contains no rules governing how that unit should be used. So basically you're saying there are no rules. You can do whatever you want that's legal. Just don't deal drugs or prostitution out of there and everything's cool. The mayor can have her brother stay there for a month. There are no rules. Is that what you're saying? So ethics and integrity and morals? I mean, this guy's statement's pathetic. The mayor's statement is pathetic. Lastly, according to the French Market Corporation, who are owners of the building, this and past mayors are under no obligation to pay for using the apartment. No joke. The city owns the building. Of course, the city doesn't have to pay to use the apartment. The reason 2 units, I think it's 2 units, were carved out so the city can use them to entertain or bring dignitaries or, hey, something's going on Jackson Square. This is where the VIPs will go. We're trying to bring business here. We're trying to lure a company or that kind of thing. Not for, people with some stroke with the mayor get to go stay there for free. No, just that's why someone was asking me, I said something. I got a great email today. Corey at CoreyTalks.com. Corey at CoreyTalks.com. A guy, Tom, sends me an email. I'm worried that the more that comes out against Cantrelle, the more the black community will feel the need to defend her and the recall will fail. I think there's a lot of validity to that. I think the hardcore inner city black community in New Orleans, where folks wake up every day. I mean, there are white people that do this too in Jefferson, wherever, North Shore, race, obsessed with race and black and white and Democrat and Republican. It's a crappy way to live. No, those folks definitely, but Whitey's up to no good. This is some agenda. We got to protect the mayor because she's black. It's 2022, thank God. That thinking shrinks and gets smaller and smaller every day, that yesteryear insane thinking. But I thought Tom made an interesting observation. I'm worried that the more that comes out against Cantrelle, the more the black community will feel the need to defend her and the recall will fail. The recall definitely requires black folks to get involved. 53,000 plus signatures. I'm just guesstimating. You better have 20,000 of those from the black community. You better have 20,000 signatures from the black community in New Orleans. No, I think that's an interesting point. But I also think the mayor's the mayor. It's like me talking about the recall, and I say, man, 2 things that help it that in the past wouldn't. 3, really. It used to be 1/3 of the voters needed. Now that's lowered to 20%. But the 2 big things are social media, keeping this thing out there all the time, every day, all the time, social media. And second, the mayor herself. Can't get out of her own way, can't shut her mouth. She keeps herself out there with absurd crap. So she's constantly keeping this controversial, negative spotlight on her all the time. I mean, all the time, every day, there's something. All the time, every day. Monday, I had on the executive director of the Mayor's Fund, the forwardtogetherneworleans.org. He penned a letter, transparency over politics. It's all the mayor, her flunkies, not providing the services, taking money out of the Wisner Trust. Tuesday, City Council asks the city attorney, is the mayor an employee or not? Yes, you're an employee. So the mayor's responsible for the $29,000 in flight upgrades. Yesterday, junkets, high end meals, and living rent-free in the quarter for like the last 9-10 months. The Wisner Trust. Ed Michel joining us about the Sewage and Water Board employee. That really wasn't about the mayor. And then today, everybody on top of this story, the mayor living rent-free in a city-owned Pontalba apartment, Rafael Goyeneche and the Metropolitan Crime Commission penning a letter to the New Orleans City Council. The mayor responding, not denying she's living there. The mayor's usage of the city-owned apartment at the Pontalba is consistent with the usage of past mayors. In addition, the most recent franchise agreement contains no rules governing how that unit should be used. Lastly, according to the French Market Corporation, who are the owners of the building, this and past mayors are under no obligation to pay for using the apartment. Using and living there are two different things entirely. No rules. Is that what you're going to go with? There are no rules. We can do anything we want. That's what you're saying? There are no rules. We can do whatever we want. I'm not an employee. I don't have to pay that back. I'm not a city employee. The mayor's usage consistent with past mayors? What past mayor lived there? Seriously. Okay, every day we broadcast live on radio and television on YouTube. From the Buddy Deliberto River Cities Total Maintenance Studios, honest air conditioning experts that come immediately. Honest air conditioning and heating experts that come right now. 841-3300. 841-3300 or find them online at NOLAAC.com. NOLAAC.com. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday. Hey, don't forget about Lebanon's Cafe. Boy, is that good. I picked up a to-go order today for lunch. I got some of it in my refrigerator right now. Chicken shawarma, a little of that tabbouleh. I love the fried football kibbe. Just like my situ, my grandmother used to make, authentic, huge portions, fresh, healthy for you, priced right. And tonight, with this weather, outdoor dining. Go enjoy outdoor dining on the streetcar line, under the oak trees, shish kebab, lamb chops, and so much more. The finest Middle Eastern food in Metro New Orleans, Lebanon's Cafe.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
The Port of New Orleans Napoleon Terminal is nearly doubling in size, with 4 new gantry cranes being installed and over $100 million being invested. That means lots of new jobs, port traffic, and tax dollars for the city. The Port of New Orleans, your port.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
When you think of Fury's restaurant in Metairie, you think about the freshest local seafood anywhere. Shrimp, oysters, speckled trout, flounder, snapper, soft shells, crawfish. Fury's restaurant in Metairie.
At Home Paint and Decorating, our paints are in it for the long haul. In fact, our top Benchmore exterior paints come with a lifetime warranty. Not 25 years, not 50 years, we mean forever. You heard right. At Helm Paint, our top exterior paints have a lifetime warranty against chipping, peeling, and flaking. They also are mildew resistant. Imagine painting your home one time and being done with it. Visit any one of our locations today and make that once-in-a-lifetime purchase. Paint that has a lifetime warranty. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store.
Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, the premier day spa experience, is now more convenient than ever. Now open, the Woodhouse Day Spa, Metairie location, West Esplanade at Transcontinental. Metairie and Kenner's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa.
For home surveillance, it's Tommy's Lock and Alarms. With high-definition night vision surveillance systems, letting you see what's going on. Home surveillance that's smart, safe, secure. Tommy's Lock and Alarms. Google them. If you love Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City, you're going to love Bienvenue in Harahan. The same folks bringing a little of that New Orleans flavor to Hickory Avenue. If you love Katie's, come to Bienvenue on Hickory Avenue in Harahan.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot.
Super discount store in Chalmette.
3235 Paris
The
Road.
lowest price allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and beer.
Worth the drive from anywhere.
If you're throwing a party and need wine, alcohol, and cold beer, super discount store in Chalmette.
Hey, y'all, it's Junket Cantrelle. And I gotta tell you, the summer of 2022 and the travel I've experienced, well, it's memories of a lifetime. I mean, come on, y'all. I went to Switzerland.
Ching.
First class, $10,000 just for the flight.
Ching.
The French Riviera.
Ching.
Singapore. How about Singer-Rich?
Ching.
And next, I'm heading to Africa again.
Ching.
All on the city's dime. Yeah, you right. It's LaToya the Destroyer. Where will I go next? One thing's for sure, I won't be paying for it. Spending someone else's money is so much fun.
She danced. She moved. She shake. LaToya, the Destroyer, Cantrelle, Mayor, City of New Orleans.
Yeah, you right. You caught me sneaking back in. If you're watching on YouTube, on the radio, you didn't even know. People wearing boxer shorts, topless. I used to like years ago just the radio gig because you could wear a t-shirt, cutoffs, didn't matter, hair sticking straight up. Then about 15 years ago, we started simulcasting the radio program on TV, at least the first 90 minutes of the 2-hour radio program. Cox Channel 4 TV all over Louisiana, 4 to 5:30. Spectrum Channel 333 all over Louisiana, 4 to 5:30. So yeah, I had to, shower and brush my teeth and stuff like that. Now we're on YouTube too, all the way till 6 o'clock. Check out today's program. Check out past programs. Check out the last hour where Rafael Goyeneche joined us to talk about the letter that he wrote to the city council about the mayor living rent-free in the Pontalba apartment building. Ed Michel joined us last hour talking about the Sewage and Water Board, the Department of Public Works, their lack of coordination on $2 billion of FEMA money post-Katrina. Still not being spent right. JP Morrell was with us on Tuesday talking about the city attorney saying, yes, the mayor's a city employee and, yeah, responsible for the upgrades in airfare. Monday, Sean Randolph joined us from the Forward Together NewOrleans.org nonprofit, the Mayor's Fund, talking about how that's just corrupt as can be. Last week, a lot of good guests. A couple of weeks ago, DA Jason Williams, Police Chief Sean Ferguson. Next week, we're going to have another edition of Hillier and Hennigan. So much going on nationally, internationally, politically. I love getting on those guys, political pundits. Left-leaning Ellis Hennigan, right-leaning Quinn Hillier. Quinn writes a weekly piece and commentary and, editorial type piece in the Times-Picayune every Sunday now. Boy, was that desperately needed or what? A conservative-leaning voice at the Times-Picayune? Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday afternoon. Yeah, you're right. Oh, so fine, 93.9 FM. Yeah, and we're on YouTube, Corey Johnson Neutral Ground. Click to subscribe. It doesn't cost a thing. And send, the link to other pals and friends so they can check out the program. No, unbelievable. The mayor living rent-free in a city-owned Pontalba apartment. And today, Rafael Goyeneche writing a letter to the city council about it. Everybody now on top of this story. And because of that, the mayor can't deny it. Fox 8 really has been working on this story. I'm sure yesterday with me breaking it, they're probably like, geez, that isn't what Corey does. We've been busting our tail and he just breaks the story. It's kind of like a drag for them probably. I'm not patting myself on the back or taking credit. I got lucky. Someone called me. I had someone I knew that lived at the Pontalba. I called them. Then I got a third person and got the story verified. But I like what Fox 8 is doing because maybe they didn't, quote, break it, which is irrelevant. Again, I'm not taking credit. Got lucky. They worked their tail off. They've been at it for weeks over there. Way before I knew anything about it from my sources. I heard rumors for months. But they were out there and their stories like, we've got so many man hours into it. They never say that. They just give you the story. But they're letting you know, hey, we may not have broken this story, but we are the first movers. We've been at it for months. And there was something they just said, I think it was 32, 38 straight days. They have video of the mayor coming in and out of there. So it's her place. It's her apartment. Not using it to change clothes. This isn't an overblown story because the city's got a major crime problem. Why is anyone even talking about this? No, this is typical mayor, this entitlement mentality, this I'm going to take it for free, like just the C. Ray Nagin type mentality. It's just weak. It's pathetic. It's petty. And the mayor just doesn't stop. From free meals at high-end restaurants to junkets, just free vacations, taxpayer-financed vacations, to living rent-free at a city-owned apartment at the Pontalba. Now, I don't know about you. What's the average Orleans parish? And I'm not talking like, let's throw out the outliers like the low apartment prices. The average, inner city New Orleans, downtown, uptown, mid-city. What's the average rent for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment? In New Orleans, the average rent's got to be about $1,500. This is the Pontalba. On Jackson Square, second floor balcony overlooking Jackson Square. To your left is the Cabildo, the Presbytere, St. Louis Cathedral. Right in front of you is Jackson Square, the Andrew Jackson statue. To the right, the Mississippi River. It's one of the best apartment spots in America, literally. The French Quarter Commission, the shouldn't say French Quarter Commission, the French Market Corporation. They say rent on that unit would be about $2,900. Why don't you Google any other privately owned building that many square feet and see what it rents for in the quarter with a second floor balcony like that? That apartment would rent for around $5,000, maybe $5,500 a month if it were privately owned. So the $3,000 a month rent is a little low. What you want? Go in the middle, $4,000. Hell, I'll go with the $3,000 rent. That's $36,000 a year. And then there's Cox Cable installed. The mayor Fox 8 did a good job on this too. They got emails from the last few months, and city employee going down there waiting on Cox Cable for the mayor complaining, the city employee writing back to the mayor, to someone else going, the mayor's still having not enough hot water in her apartment, like acknowledging it's her apartment, not the city's owned apartment. Why would the mayor be, hey, there's no hot water running in the city apartment, that's important, we fix that? That would be some underling worrying about that. No, the mayor lives there. Great work by Fox 8 with the 30-something days of video going in and out, the emails where the employee acknowledges it's her apartment. No, the mayor's folks even acknowledge that the mayor's living there. The mayor's usage of the city-owned apartment, that's coming out of the mayor's spokesperson. So they're not denying the mayor's using the apartment. It's not usage, though. Usage is one thing. Living there is a totally, entirely different thing. More lame excuses and deflection from the mayor. Every day, it's not something that's a positive. I'd rather I had to, grind and dig for stories. I was like, man, what am I going to talk about today? I wish that was the case. But it's like the recall effort. The mayor just keeps it alive all by herself. And I've said this before, I'll say it again. Corey, you're so right, but don't say that publicly. The mayor might hear you. I hope she hears me. She'll double down and be more obnoxious. The mayor doesn't listen to reason. If some mayor advised, mayor, why not for the next 5.5 months while the recall thing's going, just don't say anything. Don't go on any junkets. Don't be obnoxious. Don't open your mouth. Sort of disappear. The mayor would go, you crazy? Mayor can't help herself. And this would only make her double down. I hope she hears this. I've said it a few times the last month or so. Social media makes this recall different from past recalls. Social media and the mayor herself, just her own worst enemy, just doing what she does. Comments, actions, it keeps the recall alive. You almost can't have a better recall situation. You got a mayor that pumps blood into her own recall. That's a rarity. Anyway, Rafael Goyeneche joined us last hour discussing all of that. Inspector General Ed Michel joined us too, the Sewage and Water Board and the Department of Public Works. He did an audit and reveal what we all know, just a lack of coordination, costing the city millions. That June 30th next year deadline, there's no way the city will spend hundreds of millions by then. They forfeit them if they don't spend it by then. But you folks in Naples or Fort Myers in a few years when FEMA money might be expiring and you didn't spend it, I doubt that's the case, you will have spent it. You will have contributed your own money to it and made it even better. If you need to file an extension, call the city of New Orleans. We're great at it, apparently. All we do is file extensions 17 years after Katrina. What, about 6-8 major storms have hit the United States, and we're still calling FEMA? Can we get an extension? They must be like, geez, I'm New Orleans, enough. Lack of transparency with the Sewage and Water Board, the Department of Public Works. The information you could get, very vague, can't really come to any conclusions. Not a lot of I dotting and T crossing going. Ed Michel joined us last hour to discuss that. Every day, this program on radio, television, and YouTube brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex. Right on the car corner, Williams Boulevard and I-10 in Kennebra. Right on the corner, right on the price. And now Lamar Crescent City Ford. That's right. 2 Ford dealerships by the lake, the big store, Lamarck Ford at the Lamarck Automotive Complex. And now across the parish by the river, Lamarck Crescent City Ford. That's right. Legendary Crescent City Ford. Now Lamarck Crescent City Ford in Elmwood on Jefferson Highway. Gosh, Blue Boy, you're excited about that. 2 Ford dealerships. Calm down, buddy. Every day this program brought to you by Ronnie Lamarck from Araby Park. What's that, Blue Boy? Thank Jason. Thank the listening and viewing audience. We'll see you mañana. A Fantasy Friday edition of the program. What else, buddy? Get outside. Enjoy the weather. You're right, Blue Boy.